Today we're actually going to talk about coffee,
Woo!
which is exciting. And I know that a lot of people actually do drink coffee. I personally drink 1 to 2 cups every morning.
Me too.
Definitely.
For sure.
And I've heard mixed reviews from people of how people are told that coffee's bad, coffee's good. You know, where's the line?
Yeah.
So let's debunk a couple of the myths. That actually coffee, I've heard that caffeine is only bad for you. Is that true or false?
False. Caffeine can actually help you either get ready for a workout or it can actually help with a little bit of the recovery from working out as well. So it's not necessarily bad for you. I know a lot of runners actually do caffeine right before they go running as well.
Yeah, and it's also shown to reduce some risks of Alzheimer's and dementia. And it's proven to actually, if you're about to study, like for students out there, it actually helps you retain and increase your memory as well. Another myth is, what about decaf?
So decaf coffee, right? It's not necessarily bad for you, and actually there is still caffeine in decaffeinated coffee, just a very small percentage of caffeine in it though.
Yeah, there's 20 milligrams of caffeine in decaf, where a normal cup of coffee will have about 90 to 200 milligrams of caffeine in it. So it still has a little bit, so it'll give you a little spike and a little kick, just not too much.
Yeah. When it comes to decaf coffee, we do want to let you know some importances because decaf coffee is highly chemically processed to actually bring that caffeine out of the beans. So when you're looking for a decaf coffee, Dr. T, can you tell them some words that we're looking for?
So when you're looking for decaf and even regular coffee, you definitely want to make sure that you buy organic coffee. Coffee beans are actually the most highly sprayed in pesticides out of most foods out there. Actually, 97% of coffee that comes to the U.S. is highly sprayed in chemicals. So about 1 to 3% of coffee is organic. And the reason, I've heard people say, coffee gives me a headache or things like that. It's actually not the caffeine in the coffee that causes that. It's the chemicals and the pesticides that actually give you a headache and you react to. So you definitely want to find organic.
Okay.
And then you want to look for different roasts depending on your taste. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, when it comes to decaf coffee, things like Swiss water process, decaffeinated process, and then also there's, I believe, a sugarcane process as well. So when you're looking at your coffee bag, just make sure you flip over the label, and some of them will actually say how they were processed to make that coffee decaf.
Absolutely. And then as for roasting, so coffee beans are actually seeds from cherries, and there's a whole drying process that they do. But then they roast those beans, and they go from actually a green color to then a straw color. And when they're roasted for about 8 to 10 minutes, you'll hear a crack. It's an audible sound from the seeds, and that's where you start getting the light to medium roast. And those are actually higher in caffeine than dark roast. So if you're going for a dark roast, the roaster will actually leave the beans in there longer until they hear a second audible crack, and then they will start to have a darker roast of coffee. So coffee roasting is actually a long process. It's actually very interesting and fun. So we made a natural creamer here. So Dr. J, start us off and tell us how we made it.
So today we made a pumpkin spice type creamer for you guys. We started actually with coconut milk. So canned coconut milk is full of good healthy fats for your body, so brain, any hormones in your body. So it's just really full of good fats. What we did though is you have to separate it. Typically the solid part will sit at the bottom and there is a liquid portion at the top. So we actually separated that and drained the liquid, which we put in a different container, and you can actually use it for smoothies later on. And then the fatty solid part we used in this guy.
Yep, so the creamier you want your cream, the more of just the cream you'll use. If you want it basically thicker, if you want it thinner, you can add a little bit of the water. We also put in pure vanilla extract, nutmeg, ground cinnamon, and then a little bit of pumpkin pie spice. And then we blended it all up, and when you blend it all up, it becomes a little bit frothy, and then you can just put it in your coffee, and then you made your own pumpkin spice latte without all the chemicals.
Beautiful. The only other thing, if you want a sweetener, you can use a little bit of sweet leaf stevia to help sweeten it up a little bit, or you can just go coconut milk in general. It has a little bit of sweetness to it naturally.
Yeah. And then if you want to store it for a few days and use it every morning in your coffee, go ahead, just put it in the fridge, and it should last probably 3 to 5 days.
Awesome. We hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Cheers. Let us know if you try it.